What's up guys? Welcome back to Toon, Duelists. In this video I'm going to show you a basic combo of our Utopia deck profile, and afterwards we're going to draw some test hands to show you how this deck really performs. I have to say I'm super excited to show this one to you guys because this deck is one of the rare occasions where you can play it super powerful going first, but it also has some amazing going second potential, and yeah, super amazing deck. With the new support from Duelist Advanced, it got so much more consistent. I just love this about this deck. Before we start, if you haven't already, definitely consider liking and subscribing. This would really help us a lot. We provide you with weekly deck profiles, test hand and combo videos, and of course with all the Yu-Gi-Oh news you need to know. So a subscription is definitely worth it. So guys, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Alright guys, we start with the basic combo, and it's a 1.5 card combo where you only need your Goblinberg and a random card to this card. Here's how it works. You normal summon your Goblinberg, Goblinberg's effect activates, and you bring out your Dododo Dwarf Go-Go-Go Glove. Now you have to keep in mind, in my deck profile I talked about how I want to run Go-Go-Go Gygas. This would be the better choice for this effect, but since I don't have it and I want to show you that this combo still works even without it, we choose our Dododo Dwarf for now. Next thing we want, oh, this of course is switch to defense position. Next up, we go into our first Xyz play for, of course, our Gagaga Girl right here. We use Gagaga Girl's effect. We detach our Goblinberg to add an Onomato card. Our pickup right here. This will activate Goblinberg's effect, and we can add a Dododo monster, which is going to be Dododo Warrior. Now, the reason I didn't search for Para directly is with Onomato Pickup you have some benefits. I explained that in the deck profile. Check that out if you want to know more. Now you activate your Pickup. Pickup will bring you Para, of course, and let's move on. Next up, you can activate Para. You discard your random card and add up to 2 monsters, which are going to be Ganbara Knight and Utopic Onomatopoeia. Next thing you want to do is activate Dododo Warrior's effect. You send from your grave another copy of Dododo Warrior to the grave to bring this guy out, and its level becomes 4. And with Ganbara Knight, you reveal your Gagaga Magician to special summon this one. And if this one hits the field, you can activate its effect to special summon 1 Gagaga monster from your hand. And our Onomatopoeia is treated as all of the Onomato cards, so this one also hits the field now. Next up, you go into a rank 4 play, into your Utopic Sage. You activate Sage's effect, of course, to special summon from your deck your Ascended Sage. This will activate Ganbara's and Dododo's effect, which will add you a Subababa and a Go-Go-Go monster, so another Goblinberg and a Subababa Knight. Next thing you're going to do is you overlay those two for Utopic Future, and with Utopic Future you straight up go into your Draco Future. Now you have your first monster negate on the field. Just amazing. Next thing you can do now is, because you control a Go-Go-Go monster, you can special summon your Dwarf back on the field. Now you can use the effect of Onomatopoeia, special summon Subababa Knight and your Goblinberg. This will activate Subababa's effect, and we have to add a Subababa monster, so its level becomes 4, which is of course going to be our code. Next thing you can do now is overlay those two into the OG Utopia. This will now activate the effect Utopia gained from Ascended Sage, and you can add your rank up spell right here. Now we want to push our future Dragonair to more materials, so we go into C39 right here. We can keep this, no, you know what, we activate it right away, and we use all those for Dragonair. Now you can activate Dragonair's effect right away, but you want to keep playing a little more, so hold on with this one. Next thing you can do now is special summon your Gagaga code, because you control a Subababa or Gagaga monster plenty even. And next thing you want to do now is use those two to go into your Granite. With Granite, you detach your Subababa Knight to, of course, add Nibiru to your hand. This will activate Subababa Knight's effect, which lets you add a Gagaga monster, which is going to be your Ganbara Knight once again. Next thing you can do now is activate your Gagaga Code's effect. You target a Go-Go-Go or Dododo monster in your graveyard to special summon it. You just bring out your Goblinberg once again. Now you overlay all three of them for your Alambertian. You activate Alambertian's effect, detach all three of those to add to your hand your Astrotopia. Now you can special summon Astrotopia. You can now overlay those two for your brand new Utopic Future Zexal right here. Now you can use Astrotopia's effect. You can get rid of Pickup if you want to. Ganbara would be a free special summon, but let's say you get rid of your Ganbara Knight to search your Omni Negate, set your Omni Negate, and that's your end board. Almost. Because we of course use Dragonair's effect in our turn, I would always advise you to at least discard one or detach one of your Xyz monsters, just because we have cards in our extra deck that can bring them back and go into more plays like that. So you discard them, you bring out Photon Lord, you activate the effect of your rank up spell to attach it to your Photon Lord as material. And once your opponent goes into his turn, draw phase, you can just do this once again to bring out Hope Harbinger. Now, this is your end board and it's just amazing because we have a monster negate and potential steal right here. We can steal a monster when we have space, and this card and all of your other monsters cannot be targeted for battle or card effects. We have a spell negate right here, we have a monster negate right here, just amazing, and an Omni right here, and Nibiru in hand. This end board is just crazy good, and I'd say it's time for some test hands. Alright guys, test hand number 1. Let's see what we can do. Oh, okay. Hand trap battle right here. Now I actually am afraid I'm going to show you the basic combo 3 times now because this deck is super consistent. Of course, we bring out Go-Go-Go Goblinberg, and with Goblinberg's effect, we special summon Dwarf. With Dwarf and Goblinberg, we go into Gagaga Girl, we activate Gagaga Girl's effect, detach Goblinberg to search. Pick up, this will activate Goblinberg's effect, it was detached, we add Dododo Warrior. We activate Pickup, and with Pickup, we of course add Pera. Next up, we activate Pera. In this case, yeah, actually 2 ashes in your opponent's turn is okay, but maybe he does something in your turn. You can search another Ganbara Knight, so get rid of this one to add Ganbara Knight back again and your Utopic Onomatopoeia. Next thing you want to do is bring out Dododo Warrior by foolishing another Dododo Warrior. Next up, you're going to show your Gagaga Magician to special summon Ganbara Knight. Ganbara Knight's effect will activate, you bring out Onomatopoeia. Next up, you use those 2 for Utopic Sage, activate its effect, detach 2 to special summon Ascended Sage. Gagaga and Dododo's effect will activate to add a Subababa and a Go-Go-Go monster. Subababa Knight comes into your hand and another copy of Goblinberg right here. Next up, use those 2. This one leaves to go into F-Zero, and with F-Zero you go into Draco Future right here. Next up, you know how it works. You use Onomatopoeia, bring this one out, and Subababa's effect will activate. You add your code and it becomes a level 4. Next up, since you control a Go-Go-Go monster, you can bring out your Go-Go-Go Dwarf back from the grave. Now you use those 2 for Utopia, Utopia's effect with Ascended Sage to add the rank up spell. We use this one for Utopia Ray. By the way, Utopia Ray is not the only one that works. Utopia Prime would be, for example, totally fine too. You use your rank up spell and you go into Dragonair right here. So, next up, what you can do now is special summon code, use those two for Granite, activate Granite's effect, detach to add Nibiru. This will activate Subababa's effect, and you can add a Gagaga monster, which we don't have because our second copy of Ganbara Knight is already in the grave. Doesn't bother us, we can now activate Bancho's effect. We bring back from our grave, let's just say, our Goblinberg. Use those three for Alambertian's effect, detach all three, search, Astrotopia. We special summon Astrotopia, we activate Astrotopia's effect, we send our pickup to add our counter trap. Next up, you use those two for Future's Axle. Detach two materials right here. Photon Lord, activate your rank up to attach it as material. Set your counter trap. Of course, once we're in his draw phase, we're going to activate it once again to bring out Hope Harbinger. And we once again hit this end board, which means one Omni Negate, one Monster Negate, two Monster Negates, one Spell Negate, two Ash, one Veiler, a Nibiru if everything goes south. What else do you want? He can't attack or target anything but this. And just for fun, let's see how many attack this one has. This is treated as rank 1. This is treated as rank 1. We have 8, so 10, plus 8, 18, plus 12, 30. So this one has now 15,000 attack points. So if your opponent manages to even play with all those negates, you have a 15,000 beat stick on the field. How is he going to beat that amazing end board once again? Alright guys, test hand number 2. Let's see what we can do. Okay, no goblin, so I can show you how this works the other way around this time. Now, of course, we can still basically start with goblin, because what we can do now is we have a double or nothing that is basically useless. So we're gonna activate Pera, discard double or nothing to add two monsters, which is going to be Goblin and Ganbara. Now you always basically want to search Goblin because Goblin only works on normal summon. You can't use it other ways. But first you want to bring out your Sage because you control no cards. Special summon this one. Normal summon Goblin, activate Goblin to bring out Dwarf. Now use Dwarf and Goblinberg to, you guessed it, Gagaga Girl. We activate Gagaga Girl's effect. We detach our Goblin to search. Pick up, and Goblin adds us a Dododo monster, which is going to be the Dododo Warrior we already have in hand. With pickup, of course, we search your Utopic Onomatopoeia. So, next thing you wanna do is bring out your Dododo Warrior. We foolish our last remaining Dododo Warrior to bring it out. We reveal our Gagaga Magician to bring out Ganbara Knight. Ganbara Knight's effect activates and we can bring out our Onomatopoeia. Next thing is not Sage this time, because we can't activate Sage's effect. We want something where we can detach the materials, obviously. So what you gonna do in this case is go into Granite. Now you wanna detach your Dododo Warrior, which is important because we need the search. Gallant Granite searches you Nibiru, and Dododo Warrior adds you your Subababa Knight. Now you're gonna use those two for Utopic Future, and with Utopic Future, obviously, you're gonna go into Utopic Draco Future. Now we wanna use Onomatopoeia's effect to special summon Subababa and Dododo from the hand, and Subababa's effect activates. We can add code to make it a level 4. Next up, remember this is still a level 6 because it wasn't summoned with its own effect, so we use Onomato Pickup's effect, target Subababa Knight, and it becomes a level 4. Now you can go into Utopia or Sage's effect, however you want to call it. Activates, we add a rank up spell. You basically know how it goes by now. You use Utopia Ray and you use a rank up spell and you go into Overpower Dragonair right here. So next up, you want to use Dragonair's effect. You want to get rid of Utopia, pretty important for our next play. We bring out our Photon Lord, we activate the rank up to attach it as material. And this is important now because we wanna go into Gaga Gaga Magician. We activate its effect, we detach our Zubababa Knight to bring back Utopia. Zubababa Knight's effect activates, we can add a Gaga Gaga monster, which is going to be our Ganbara Knight. And with those two, we obviously go into Future Zexal. Now, this would be our end board. The problem, or the only bad thing right here, is we weren't able to search our Omni Negate, which is kind of a shame. Of course, you could have searched it instead of Pickup. Might have been the better decision, I'm honest. In those combo decks, you kind of lose clear sight sometimes. Definitely let me know in the comments if this would have been a better play. But nonetheless, we can, of course, still during your opponent's draw phase, activate Dragonair to bring out Hope Harbinger. So we still have 1, 2 monster negates, spell negate, can only target for attacks and card effects. This one, we have a Nib and we have an Ash Blossom. Once again, amazing end board right here. Alright guys, third and final test hand. Test hand number 3, let's see. Alright, that looks interesting. Let's see what we're gonna do with this one. In this scenario, we're gonna activate Poea to get rid of Ganbara Knight, to add from our main deck Goblin and another copy of Ganbara Knight. Now, normal Goblin, Goblin's effect, bring out Glove, and we go with Glove and Goblin. Into Gaga Girl, we detach, of course. Pickup, we activate Pickup because we want to search our Poea. Goblin Burke's effect, of course, activates, and we add Dododo Warrior. We activate Dododo Warrior, we dump another Dododo Warrior to bring this guy out. Next up, you're gonna show your Gaga Gaga Magician to bring out Ganbara Knight. Ganbara Knight's effect will activate. You can bring out Onomato Poea. Now you use those two. For Utopic Sage, you activate Utopic Sage, detach those to special summon Ascended Sage. This will activate both of their effects, so you add a Zubababa and a Go-Go-Go monster. Now you don't want to add a Zubababa monster necessarily, because of course Zubababa Knight can do the same. But since we have Pickup, we can adjust its level, so we're gonna do it anyways, just so you keep this in mind, so you understand how this deck works. You're gonna add Goblin and Coat. You're gonna use those two to bring out F-Zero and Draco Future. And now let's start playing. We can now, actually we could bring out all three with our Onomatopoeia, but do we want to? No, we don't really want to. We activate it, we special summon those two. Zubababa Knight's effect can't be activated. We activate Pickup, choose this one. All are level 4 now. We use those two. For number 39, 39 activates. For the rank up, use this one. Go into C39, rank up spell, Dragonair. Now you control a Go-Go-Go monster, so you can special summon your Glove from the graveyard right here. And you also want to special summon your Gagaga Coat. Next, you're going to use those three to go into Alambertian. Alambertian effect, you detach all three to add Astrotopia. This will activate the effect of your Knight, and that's already it. So you add a Gagaga monster which is of course going to be, do we even have it? Were they all in play already? Yep, can't add something with Subaba Knight, doesn't really matter. Next thing you want to do, you control an Xyz monster, you bring out Astrotopia, you use Astrotopia's effect, get rid of pickup, or you know what? You know you don't want to. You keep pickup, you activate Bancho's effect first, you just special summon a Go monster or Do monster, bring this one out, use Astrotopia, get rid of this one, so you can keep it, and you search your counter. Now you use those two for basically anything. It doesn't really matter at this point. Let's say Gagaga Magician, because we're gonna use those two for our Zexal Future. We set our counter trap, we activate Dragonair to bring out Photon, we activate the rank up, so it has a material, and of course during the draw phase of our opponent we bring out Harbinger, and that's your end board right here. Now the perfect thing about this one is the monster steal is not really necessary, but it of course helps with the protection effect right here or with Draco Future. But nonetheless, we have one Omni, protection, monster negate 1, monster negate 2, we have Ash, we have Nib, we have a spell negate. This deck is just insanely powerful. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely leave a like and a subscribe. This would really help us a lot. And don't forget, we provide you with weekly deck profiles, test hand, combo videos, and of course, all the Yu-Gi-Oh! News you need to know. Then of course, if you have any thoughts or suggestions, definitely hit the comments. We always love to read and answer your comments, of course. Then, if you haven't already, definitely check out the deck profile where I explain a little bit more about the cards. And yeah, I'd say until next time, have a good one.